Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. Very excited. I tried to, I'm always like trying to lose weight, and then like you think, I'll tape a special, that will, that'll do it, and then you just kind of, next thing you know, it's already started. So, I had a thing that happened that I do, it was like, I gotta get it together. Like I like to golf, and so I'll sometimes bring clubs and I'll golf on the road. And so I was in Florida, and we go golfing. It's very hot, humid, gross. You get kind of feeling gross. So I wanted to change shirts before I drove back, and I go to the trunk of my car, and I take my shirt off, standing there, no shirt. And this old man walks up and goes, "Olivia?" I had to turn, I was like, "I'm sorry, what did you say?" I'm sorry. And he was like, "Oh, sorry, honest mistake." And I was like, "I don't know." He was looking for his elderly wife and saw me with no shirt on and thought that could be Olivia. I had a car that he does not recognize. None of this is making him not, he's like, "I don't know, that's a dead ringer for Olivia." I don't know who he disrespected more, me or Olivia, to be honest. I mean, we could both have a word with him.
I don't think I'm old. I just know I'm not young. That's the difference. There's a difference, yeah. There's usually an event in a man's life where he can't be in denial anymore. He just has to realize. I remember when it happened to me. I remember when I realized I wasn't a young man anymore. Here's what happened. I was having sex with my wife, and in the middle of it, I actually had to take a knee, you know? I had to go down, man. I had to stay down. I wasn't protesting anything. You know what I was doing? I was running the clock out on my wife. This is the hard part. Yeah! And by the way, I'm not bragging. It's not like we were doing a lot. It's not like we were working up a sweat.
There was one big change. I will give 50 this. The one big change for me was all of a sudden, my breakfast cereal became deadly serious. Like overnight. I remember recently my breakfast cereal was fun, the boxes were bright, and there were words like sugar and pow and crisp in the name. And then there was like an animal mascot screaming next to a bowl full of colors insulting to nature. Nothing in the visual spectrum went into my body in my 20s and 30s. And you turn the box over, and the fun didn't stop. You turn the box over, and there was a word find or a maze. A maze. Help Sugar Bat get to his insulin. And now, all of my breakfast cereal, first off, the box is white. Hospital white. And there's a beige bowl, a color of beige I like to call bargaining beige. Like, how many bowls of this do I have to eat so I can have one Cool Ranch Dorito at 3 o'clock today? That many? Ugh. And inside the beige bowl, brown cereal. Not chocolatey brown, not fudge brown as the dirt in the grave that awaits you. And there's no sugar or power or crisp in the name. The name is very serious. Sorghum Farms. Sorghum Farms Amaranth Flakes. and you turn the box over. Is there a word find? Is there a maze? No. But there is a short novel about the hippie organic cult farm where they're growing my amaranth flakes, paragraph after paragraph of everything you never wanted to know about Sorghum Farms.
My mom was a girly girl, and she wanted me to dress more feminine, so she started shopping for me, and for whatever reason, she started putting me in these power suits. Yeah, like a pantsuit, which is just an older version of gay. I look like a 50-year-old woman lawyer just going to court in my power suit. Like, who's ready to litigate, ladies? Even my teachers would ask, did you win your case? And this was a time in fashion history when shoulder pads were all the rage. Giant shoulder pads, which is still something I don't understand to this day. Where people just like, oh, your shoulders hadn't come in yet. Let's get you some pads. Like, was this the ideal shoulder height? Oh, yes, now you are a woman in your power suit. And if I wasn't in these power suits, my mom would shop at Lane Bryant. She put me in these really long dresses with doily bibs and floral prints. I look like a sister wife. I look like a 13-year-old sister wife just going to the Chili's to find my husband, Jebediah. That was me, a corporate attorney by day, child bride by night.
I recently bought the Zumba DVDs. Now there's a Zumba DVD set that comes with maracas. It's like the little weights, right? So that you can keep the beat along with them, you know? Like, other day, you guys, I popped it in. Oh, I wish you had been there, man. Oh, you guys, I was killing it, you guys. Like, oh, like, I was like sweating. I was like, oh my God, that must have been 20 minutes. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. 4. 4. I got tired, right? I go into the kitchen and get a glass of water. There's a bag of popcorn right next to it. I was like, oh my God, that looks so good. So I pop the bag of popcorn. And I go back into the living room with my popcorn and my water, and the DVD's playing, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm working out. So what do? I sit down and I watch the DVD like it's a movie. Like, I love Zumba.
Speaking of weight, I actually lost a decent amount of weight recently. That's right. I was in a weight loss contest with the fattest man on earth. And yes, may have seen him. His name is Brent Crystals. And I beat him in this contest because I'm a better person. But that's not what I want to talk about. I lost about 50 pounds, and you know, yeah, maybe you're out there right now and you're thinking like, hey man, if you can do that, I can do that. Probably not. I mean, look what I'm doing right now. Can you do this? I don't fucking think so. I'm just an awesome guy. But you know what sucks? When you lose weight on a public platform like I did, you get all these messages. I get so many messages. People are like, you inspired me. And I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to. People ask me, like, will you coach me into weight loss? And I'm like, absolutely not. One guy hit me up like 50 times. Please give me a message to get this thing kickstarted. I was like, I'll give you a message. When you look in the mirror, do you say, I fucking hate you? Then you're not ready. Cry more and eat less. Send. That's my message. Hey, you asked me. Now,
But the way it has to happen, the way it happens to exercise really is like you have to be seized by the need to do it in a moment. Like the spirit has to move you. Just sort of like, I gotta go, I gotta do it now. And you do have to do it right then, because that's your portal, that's your window back into doing it. You gotta do it when that hits you. And it hit me. It was 2:30 in the afternoon, and it was 102 degrees outside. Now, I hadn't run in like 2 years. I didn't let that stop me. I'm like, I can do it, I can do it. I can run. So I put on my magic shoes and I grabbed my driver's license for easy tagging. I don't know about you, but I always take the driver's license. I got my iPhone, I'll get outside. I'm like, oh shit, I better get the license if I go down. Because they're not gonna crack an iPhone for a terrorist cell. They're not gonna do it for a mid-level celebrity dead on a hill. Better take the driver's license. So I'm out there running the hills. I'm doing hills. I haven't been out there. And I don't even notice how hot it is because it's so hot. Like it's not sweat's not even building up. And I get about 10 minutes in. All of a sudden, like my hands go numb, and I'm like, "What's happening?" And then all of a sudden, I can't feel my arms, and I'm like, "This isn't good." And then my heart starts going, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" I had to take a knee. I had to take a knee outdoors and appeal to a God that I don't have. And say, this doesn't happen here. This doesn't happen outside. It's an indoor thing and it's quick. Not outside. In a bathtub, in my sleep, something like that. Not out here.
Because see, what had happened was I had stopped smoking cigarettes like 10 months ago, right? And yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I stopped smoking cigarettes and I started to eat. And my inheritance started to kick in. You know how most people, they get houses, cars, things like that. Well, you know, my inheritance was that DNA. I inherited this ass. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I like my inheritance a lot. But I knew that if things was getting a little out of control when I would walk around the house with no panties on and I would hear a round of applauses. I would hear clapping. And I'm like, who is clapping in here? Who is clapping up in here? It was my ass. It was my ass. You know what's crazy is Miss Tina Knowles Lawson, Beyonce mama. She had invited me. I had got invited to her birthday party, right? But she didn't invite me. Somebody else had. They didn't know I was gonna be there. So what happened was, I was at the birthday party, right? And Beyonce had came in and her suit was banging. I was like, oh my God, this suit is amazing. She said the suit was from Christian Siriano. I was like, Christian Siriano made that suit? Oh, I know Christian Siriano. I'm gonna ask him to make me a suit too. She was like, okay. So then, when he sent me the suit, right, he gave it to me fresh off the runway, right? It was just, it couldn't even pull over my thighs or nothing. It didn't fit. So I was like kind of devastated. So then I thought to myself, let me call Beyonce mama, just take a shot in the dark, see if she'll let me borrow that suit, right? So I called Beyonce mama. I say, hey, Miss Tina, how you doing? You know that suit that Beyonce was wearing that night at the party? Do you think that Beyonce would let me borrow it? She was like, you know what's crazy is she was talking about gifting that to you, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to fit it. You know, Beyonce had 3 kids and you didn't have none. I was like, well, we'll see, you know. We'll see. Girl, I got a needle and thread. Don't worry about that.
Because you know, if you're in a happy, healthy relationship and you've got a healthy sex life, at some point, one of you will turn to the other and go, we should record ourselves. You know, while we're, you know. And you will. If you're going, we'll never do that, your partner's probably already doing it. You may as well get involved. There's a whole genre of porn of you not being in porn, so you might as well. And then you're going to go, okay, fine. And you're going to take your smartphone, you'll prop it up somewhere in the room. And then you go at it. You go at it hammer and tongs, right, Lee? You give it your A game because you know you're recording yourself. Right? And then afterwards you go, okay, go get it. He rolls off here, he goes and he gets it. Comes back and you're excited. Right? You're like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be great. You're like, I love you. And you hit play. Why is my arsehole so dark? Why is it so hairy? It looks like a tarantula's crawling out of a cave. You look at your body at an angle you wouldn't normally see it. Performing an activity you wouldn't normally see reflect back in a shop front window. You see things on your body that you wouldn't normally see. You look at that footage, it's not natural, it's your fat, pasty-ass white body plowing at pace into another fat, pasty-ass white body, meeting abruptly in the middle. It doesn't even sound good. Like in the heat of the moment, you don't hear anything. But when it's silent and you're just staring at your white body with an extra nipple on a little screen, all you can hear... Like, what is that noise? Oh, it's your balls on my tummy. You look at that and you go, why am I fucking you? Why are you fucking me? You go, let's never do this shit again. There you go, delete it. And he goes, I will. Yeah. No, you fucking doing it. No! He deletes it. You double check it's deleted out of the recently deleted. That couple then take that phone together, walk it out to the shed, take a hammer, smash it till there's only powder left, take a brush, into a little plastic bag. You drive from the top of the country to the bottom of the country, and at every public toilet you stop and you put some of that dust in the toilet. And then you flush it, just in case some IT genius is about to crawl out of his mother. Put that shit back together again and share it with the world. We are very careful.